impacting the place where we live at right here, right now. Sometimes we can think about the why. We say, oh, it's fitness clubs, it's the health center, it's the events, it's the swimming, the people who can't swim, right? We're learning how to swim and we can get focused on that, but then we lose the fact that there are families being impacted by having a safe place to come to. There are mothers and fathers and children who don't have other resources, other family members to connect to, that they can come and find safety and friendship and relationship and events and things that are hosted for them, so that they have a place to be resourced, that they have a place to become healthy, they have a place to become equipped, they have a place to become stable, right? And when we talk about the family unit, we're talking about the human experience that's being changed every single day by what the YMCA does locally, right here in Arlington, in Mansfield, and somebody give it up for Kennedale. Come on, man, building, right? And when I sit here, I can't help but think about that, being a husband, going on almost 17 years of being married to my amazing wife, Dominique, right? Being the father of 4 children, 3 with me, I lost 1, right? And every day I get to pour into my family and create a strengthened, healthy, resource-equipped family. And then I think about, in arm's reach of this building right now, we have families out that don't have that in their family nucleus. And they're looking for outside resources and people like us to create a family experience, so when they walk in our YMCA doors, they feel like they're at home. They feel like they're getting what they need. My heart always smiled when I walked into the YMCA Central, and I would see them kids running out of the hall to get their lunches. Running out of the hall to get that milk, that chocolate milk, right? And get that sandwich, right? Man, some of those kids, that might be the only meal they get. But that's what the YMCA does on a day-to-day basis, impacting families. And I think about my family. I think about how hard my family. Anybody had hard-working parents? Right? You may not have been the richest, but you knew your mom and dad worked, they BUTT off, right? To make sure you had what you need, to make sure that they maybe raised you in a way that gave you principles and values, maybe set you up for somewhat of a stable future, on a path to where if you gave your best effort that you can make something happen, right? Some of the most successful people in Arlington are in this room right now. And because you had resource family, you had a healthy nucleus, you had some stability in your life, and you had some things that were equipping and empowering you to lift you up when hard times come and to push you to the next level, so that when your chance came to be successful, you had a stable ground to walk on. Y'all became successful because of that. Can anybody testify to that? Come on, lift your hand, raise your hand if you know that that was a part of your life. Now imagine all the people outside these walls in our neighborhood that don't have what you had. You had one, if not all of those things. Now imagine all the communities, the families, the family units that are broken, the people that don't have the things that we grew up and had. They're right here, right now, waiting on us to touch them. Through campaigns like this. Such a selfless act of going out and saying, how can I impact and touch people with what we're doing right here in our community with the service of the Y on the Fly. I was just talking to Joseph, driving around the Y on the Fly just to pull up to a community and give kids a fun environment, but then touch the families and say, how can we resource you so that your family and your household unit can be strong? That changes the game. That's why we're here right now. That's why the balloons up. Think about worldwide, Vietnam. I don't want to spoil some of the trips that we got. Mexico, the reservations that's being impacted. Not only right here, but worldwide. The reach and the vision of this is so big. We standing in a room with something so powerful right now. This is bigger than us, y'all. This is literally changing the world one life at a time. And it starts by people being seen, people being taken an interest in, and people being partnered with. The YMCA has countless numbers of partnerships. Man, we could probably fill this wall up with all the partnerships worldwide that YMCA has, but I want to talk about one partnership that really struck a chord with me. I want to talk about a partnership with somebody was seen, with somebody was took an interest in, and with somebody was partnered with in such a selfless way. I want to talk about when I was seen. I want to talk about when I, Rock Jones, little humble kid from Pittsburgh, Lawrenceburg, Texas. Really came from nothing. Somebody say, get out the mud. I'm talking about red clay, dirt roads. Came up with a great vision. Wasn't of my own thinking. I feel like God breathed it into me. It's called the Transformers movement. I traveled doing music for a little while, inspiring people and uplifting people and encouraging people through the creative arts. And then I got inspired to create an organization that reached out to underserved youth, under-resourced young adults. Because how many know when you're in your 20s, you don't really know what you're doing? And you need a little help. You need somebody to come around. You're like, boy, stop doing that. I done made so many mistakes in my 18 through 20s, man. And I was like, we got to help them, right? So grassroots organization, just running, trying to get out here and serve the community. Ended up being able to travel across the nation, do a lot of things, and travel overseas, do a lot of things. But then I was seen. Somebody say seen. Seen. I was seen by Heidi Hardy. I was seen by Eric Tucker. They didn't have to see me, but they chose to see me. They chose to invite me and give me a seat at the table to then take interest in me and say, man, I love what you're doing. I want to know you. Tell me where you come from. Tell me what you're passionate about. What's in your heart? Tell me about the strategy that you and Dominique have been doing. Tell me about this organization that you're. Tell me what y'all are doing. Who are you reaching? What are you doing? They had no agenda but to just take an interest in me. In taking an interest in me as an individual, keeping it real, a black man in a society where we're the minority and a lot of times we don't get opportunities, they selflessly and authentically took an interest in somebody that didn't look like them, but somebody they wanted to know. And in that, they began to partner with me. You want to know what they said to me? Somebody asked me. What did they say? They said, what can I do to help you be successful? What can I do and what can we open our hands and give you so that what you're doing can impact the community that we love so much? No strings attached. Somebody say that. No strings attached. They saw me, they took interest in me, and they said, what can I do to partner with you so that we can expand and reach in the community that we want to change forever? One family at a time, one person at a time, through true partnership.